similar to what we discussed on the chip design implementation process, right? It exactly follows the same steps here. So we have to, once the design is like planned for implementation, okay, we have design DFT has to plan basically what kind of test strategy you have to implement, right? And what are different components in the design that exist that you need to do testing. And if there are any already existing test mechanism available in the design, then how to integrate that into the system or chip level, right? Those are all planning we have to have in the beginning of the planning phase, right? Once you have the design intent and the component architecture information, everything, right? Then comes the DFT architecture, right? So how you are going to verify, how you are going to test that each of the component is where we are going to define the DFT architecture. Okay. Then comes the market architecture. Like once you plan, okay, I am going to do this particular special component I am going to implement in a design, right? Then comes how are you going to implement, that is going to be defined in the macro architecture definition, right? So as we discussed in the beginning, right, the logic, any design that contains IOs, it contains logic, that standards the logic, it contains memories. Now all these components we have to test in such a way that we are going to catch if there are any defects in the manufacturing, during the manufacturing process. If any of these are got defects in the process of manufacturing, right, those need to be caught, so that we are not going to send the faulty chip to the customer. So that's why we need to have special test mechanism to cover the faults and the defects on the interface logic, right, pad boundaries, right? And then if there are any defects in the logic, combination elements or sequential element, if there are any defects in that, we need to have special test mechanism to test the logic. And then the logic memory test,